Velvets, ASMR. It's actually going to be a video on books that I have, but I had to show a little bit of background noise. I do apologize, but I had to show this amazingly beautiful painting that I found at my store. Oh my gosh. It's canvas art, of course, my favorite. I believe these aren't lilies. I don't know what these are, but I love the way the artist has actually, sorry, my son has actually detailed the petals, and then the vase is leopard print. 18th, Louis the 18th, forgive me if I'm wrong, Eau de Parfum. If you hear background noises, it's my son on the phone with his friends, and he knows he's supposed to keep it down when I'm filming. So I got this. It was originally for $10 here, but I got it for $5, so I got half off on sale. Doesn't really go with the whole coffin decor here, but I don't care. I'm gonna make it work. A spot right up on this wall up here next to my coffin. I think it'll work well, but yeah. So this is one of the books that I actually wanted to show. Beyond the Dark Veil, and I mentioned this in a previous video. It is warning disclaimer, it's a book on postmortem photography. There's a lot of pictures of people, or young adults, babies, infants, that are actually in here. If I can go ahead and try to open it without it. So here is one that I found of a family. It's a whole family, and they have their loved one here in the coffin, but back in the early 19th century, it was common, out in the United States anyways, I'm not sure about Europe, it was common to post with dead loved ones, as you can also see in this picture right here. popular this kind of thing still is, but it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, some countries around the world still did this. This one is, unfortunately, a baby girl passed away. The infant and child mortality right here in the United States was really, really high back in the 18th and 19th centuries. So what somebody told me, the post-mortem photography was based on a superstition where if the families posted a picture with their dead loved ones in the afterlife, they would be able to recognize them or recognize each other. I thought that was an interesting concept. I'm sure there's probably some truth to it. These ones have, I won't show you too close, but these ones are infants and in color. So I found this at an antique shop in North Carolina. It was at the oddities portion of the shop, along with some of these pictures. They're just pictures, they're not post-mortem photography of a gentleman. This is circa 1890, I believe. I think the photography back in the day was so amazing. I know that people had to sit still for a very long time to get their picture taken. So it's probably why they were always front face. I have another one of a couple. Looks like they might be a married couple, husband and wife, possibly. And it's so funny on the back here. It says, "He scares me, she is over it." He is a little frightening looking. Really stern look, and she's just over it. But like I said, if I had to sit for 20 minutes to take a photograph in sweltering heat, especially, and all those clothes, yeah, I think I would be pretty upset too. That's just me though. I found this picture too to be interesting. Last picture, and then we'll go on to the books that I got. Kind of reminds me of a Sarah Winchester. Definitely. Okay, well, this is in Bangor, Maine, and this has got to be the early 1900s. I would say like 1899, 1900, right on the dot. These pictures are so unique to me. I just love old things. And actually, I think it's fitting to put on one of the shelves here on my coffin, if I could find a place for it. Look at her collar. Comes all the way up to the neckline. It seems so stuffy. It probably was, but that's the fashion, and it's interesting. I actually have shirts that go up to the neckline like that. So the books that I've got, this one is still in its packaging. They all came at once. The Raven, of course. Edgar Allan Poe. You gotta have a collection of Edgar Allan Poe if you're gonna have a coffin shelf. That's just how it works. I got this one and then the other two also, all 3 separate books. But they gave me kind of like a purchase deal where if I paid for 3, they'd knock off shipping and handling and tax. So, hey, why not, right? I remember reading The Raven in school and thinking, that bird is so annoying. But now because I'm a hardcore Wednesday fan, the Academy of Nevermore and The Raven pretty much being the mascot. Yeah, it's kind of awakened my love for Edgar Allan Poe again, even though The Raven is still very annoying. Who remembers The Simpsons Halloween special when Bart Simpson was the Raven? And Homer, he annoyed Homer so much. Why, you little... It's the Halloween Simpsons, the Tree House of Horrors is what it was called. It was always my favorite to watch. But I think just to be funny, I'll put a sticker of Bart Simpson's head right here on the Raven. It says, deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token. That's on the back. I don't think there are illustrations in this book. I'm pretty sure there's not. I can open it if you guys want to see. That's not a problem. Okay, so no, there's no illustrations that I saw. But I love the smell of new books. I love the smell of the paper. Oh, well, wait a minute. What have I got here? Okay. Red light. Sorry. There is, and it looks like the man sitting at his desk, and there's the Raven. Nevermore. Nevermore. That's a pretty cool graphic. I like when they have it in black and white this way, and they have it detailed. It just gives it more aesthetic. Is that the right word? To me. I have a complete book of the complete collection of the Wizard of Oz stories, and they have some that are in color, and it kind of takes away from me from the whole story. I have to go back and read this one. I remember the one about, oh, who am I kidding? I don't remember. Okay, there was one about the heart, and the heart was beating, and the guy just finally confessed that he had unalived somebody, and the heart wouldn't stop beating until he confessed. A telltale heart. Whew, I am losing my mind. Okay, so then I'm gonna have to go over the Raven. But these graphics, oh, look at that. Okay, I lied again. Look at that. see any other pictures, but that is a pretty cool picture. I think that actually would be an amazing tattoo. I mean, not that I would get any more tattoos, but that would be an amazing tattoo. Just like that with the talons and everything. I love the binding, all of that. The other one I got is a collection, The Greatest Works of, and this one's also in plastic, Edgar Allan Poe. Let me take that off really quick. Okay, so this one has just a red, if I can get the light just right, Edgar Allan Poe in gold embossing, and that's a chandelier. That is really neat. Shiny gold. I love it. This one is just Greatest Works. Some of these I actually have not read of. For instance, this one here, The Sleeper. I haven't read that one. When I first came, okay, so these are just Midnight Poems, Bridal Ballad, Dim, Annabelle Lee. When I came across Edgar Allan Poe, I was like 13, 12. I was fascinated, not so much by his writing, but how he wrote, like how dark and mysterious, and how the setting to all of his writing was just so like dark. It seems like the guy never had a sunny day at all. So, but I mean, I'm just weird that way. You know, ghost stories, murder mysteries, haunted houses, urban X, all that kind of stuff has always fascinated me up until my adulthood. And it just kind of be that way until the end of my days, I suppose. The last book is Edgar Poe, his life story, and I remember seeing the TV movie with John Cusack playing Edgar Allan Poe. I had come in maybe halfway towards the movie, going towards the end, and thought, you know, oh my gosh, if this is truth. And he had a really, I don't want to say a tough life, but he definitely had some mental health issues from what I got from it. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. They put on the cover, which is really, really cool idea, the raven feathers. Edgar Allan Poe, A Life. So it is insight to a critical biography of Edgar Allan Poe that can well be called definitive, a richly detailed, sympathetic portrait. So I'm really hoping that this doesn't disappoint, which I'm sure most books that I've read, like biographies on people, I've come to enjoy very, very well. You know, autobiographies as well. I have the memoirs for Britney Spears. I have it up in my closet. It's a little hard to read because she's kind of all over the place in her book. She jumps from one section and then all of a sudden she's in a different section doing things differently in a different part of life. But I promised myself that, you know what, I bought the book, I am going to read it, and, you know, yeah, that is that. One last little thing that I forgot I had. Sorry, that was loud. I found this at Walmart. Handbook for the recently deceased. It's kind of loud. It is a speaker box. It has canned phrases of, like from the movie. If I can get it open without. Okay, here we go. It wants to talk. I'm not letting it talk yet, though. Okay. It's got to be the cutest little thing ever.
I don't see anything about heaven or hell. This book reads like stereo instructions.
Isn't that just the neatest thing? So I apologize that it was so loud. But yeah, it is the handbook.
In the book, rule number 2, the living use. What's the good of being a ghost if you can't frighten people away?
Let's try to go ahead and keep that quiet now. Shh. Recently deceased. Just like the journal, you could probably see it up here. So yeah, it's a little speaker box that has canned phrases from the movie. As you well heard, it woke up the dead. I do apologize. That is the sandworm. I thought, okay, I saw this at Walmart because I was looking for different type of books that I could, you know, have for the video. I thought, yeah, I've got Edgar Allan Poe on its way, you know, via Amazon. So just as I was about to leave, I saw this. I don't want to open it up because I don't want it to jump scare anybody again. Once again, apologize for that. But I thought that was the neatest little thing. So that is all for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I did see some suggestions for a video, I will go ahead and get to that. It was for an interview type of ASMR, so I'm going to go ahead and correspond with that individual who happens to be also the moderator on my channel. He keeps an eye out for any creepers or any disturbing types of comments. So yeah, I think that's important. This day and age, you have to try to protect your channel, your belongings, your kids. Yeah. So with that being said, I hope you all have a pleasant evening or morning, wherever